Welcome to SHTM News. The focus of today is corporate social responsibility activities in environmental aspect in Hong Kong International Airport. HKIA is one of the world's busiest passenger airports. It handled around 63 million passengers and 4 million tons of air cargo in 2014. There are more than 100 airlines operate here, connecting Hong Kong with over 170 destinations worldwide. According to their 2013-14 annual report, there are 6 core values need their employees and partners of HKIA in their daily operation and future plans, which are safety, security, environment, quality, efficiency, and people. Apart from ensuring the safety and customer satisfaction of all the stakeholders, providing efficient service and maintaining international standard of service quality, they aim to achieve CSR by minimizing disruptions towards the environment. And now, let's pass the time to Connie to see the opinions of Tung Chung residents.
Thank you, Jennifer. I'm located at one of the residential areas near the airport, and next to me is one of the residents, Miss Che. And now, I will conduct a short interview with her. 謝小姐，我想問你喺呢一區住咗幾長時間㗎？
都住咗成10年。
咁由於呢一區都幾近機場嘅，你覺得機場有冇對你造成啲咩影響嘅咧？
都會有㗎，有時飛機行過咧都好嘈，呢度又好大塵。
咁你覺得機場有冇做啲咩措施去解決你所講嘅問題咧？
我諗應該會有，不過實質做啲乜嘢我就唔清楚。
好，多謝你，謝小姐。And now, next pass the line to the colleagues at the airport. Thank you.
So standing next to me is a flight attendant from Cathay Pacific, and we are now conducting a short interview with her. So I want to know, is there any environmental activity on board?
Actually, I'm not quite sure about the CSR, but mostly the blankets will be cleaned and reused after each flight.
So how about the wastage?
Depending on the flight, is single catering or double catering. If it is single catering, we will reload after we arrive at the airport and leave the remaining food to the airport. For doubling, we will take both of the meals and from Hong Kong and throw it at Hong Kong.
Okay. But why don't your company will keep the food or donate the food to the charity?
Because the food will be officially will be thrown away, but this might because of the quality of the food cannot be guaranteed if we donate to the charity after simple flights. However, some of our flight attendants they will recycle the bottles in order to be environmental friendly.
Thank you.
Thank you, Connie and Stella. It seems that there are some negative environmental impact caused by the HKIA. Indeed, the airport has carried out the CSR policy in environmental aspect to minimize the impacts. Let's see what the airport has done.
In the CSR policy, HKIA focuses on minimizing airport-generated pollutions and maximizing efficient use of energy and natural resources. HKIA implements a wide range of CSR policy in terms of 6 aspects. Firstly, for air quality, HKIA adopts policy to manage air emissions and minimize the negative impacts. In order to have a commission on the issue of air quality, HKIA has assigned Clean Air Charter and fulfilled some of the charter by far. There are several ways to reduce the air pollutants. For instance, HKIA provides charging stations for the electric cars in airside and landside, and regulate AA to use biodiesel for all diesel vehicles. Regarding carbon reductions, although airport operations contribute less than 5% of total aviation emissions, HKIA still implements the policy to minimize the emission of greenhouse gases. In 2008, AA signed the Aviation Industry Commitment to Actions on Climate Change and joined the Green Hong Kong Carbon Audit held by the Environmental Protection Department. Apart from that, AA held different technical visits, seminars, and workshops to promote carbon reductions under the HKIA Carbon Reduction Program. In terms of energy, in a way to enhance the energy efficiency, HKIA had launched a program to improve preconditioned air systems and change the fixed ground power systems located at aircraft parking stands. Moreover, AA planned to install the solar panels in Midfield Concord by 2015. Besides, HKIA is committed to use 100,000 LEDs to replace those traditional lighting systems in passengers' terminals. Also, light sensors are installed to reduce the indoor lighting automatically. For waste and recycling, with a view to minimize the waste, Reduce, reuse, and recycle have adopted by HKIA. In terms of recycling, those materials like paper, food waste are included, and there are total 320 sets of recycling bins have been placed in the terminal buildings. Regarding the food waste, HKIA is starting to recycle the food waste in 2003 and enlarging the food waste recycling program to all catering outlets inside terminal buildings, airline caterers, and major business partners. Moreover, used cooking oil has been collected since 2008, and there are around 30,000 liters of used cooking oil were recycled into biodiesel in 2014 to 2015. In terms of noise management, in order to alleviate the aircraft noise, there are some measures have been adopted, which include avoiding aircraft overflights in densely populated urban areas and using noise abatement departure procedures for northeast departures. Lastly, for water management, HKIA implements several activities to minimize the daily usage of water. For example, using triple water system to enrich the effectiveness of water usage in freshwater, seawater, and treated wastewater. For instance, using the seawater for flushing and as a cooling medium in buildings' air conditioning. Besides, HKIA have collected wastewater from the kitchens of terminal building, aircraft catering, and so on, and using it for irrigation.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just landed at Hong Kong International Airport. We hope you have a pleasant stay here in Hong Kong. Thank you for flying with us.
After reviewing of CSR policy in environmental aspect in HKIA, now we are going to have a brief analysis. At HKIA, CSR shapes the activities and operations. The vision of HKIA is to contribute to Hong Kong's sustainable development by protecting the environment, caring about the community, and reaching out to those in need. HKIA has applied the stakeholders theories as it stated that the organization should involve any group or individual who can affect or be affected by the company or activity. HKIA aims to involve the community as stated in the vision. Moreover, HKIA takes different stakeholders' opinions into account by adopting diverse engagement approaches. HKIA tries to engage a wide range of stakeholders by identifying a list of stakeholders, including business partners, employees, and so on. HKIA tries to cater different stakeholders' needs and wants. Concerning the environmental activities, AA works closely with the business partners and aviation sectors to deal with the environmental issue, especially on carbon reduction program. Communication by regular and ad hoc meetings with various stakeholders is essential for AA to maintain the positive relationship with the stakeholders. Move on to the CSR management. AA is a statutory body wholly owned by the Hong Kong government. AA is responsible for the operation and development of HKIA. AA actively participated in the CSR programs and activities that promote environmentally friendly practices, people development, and community betterment. AA has also published the sustainability report for annual review of HKIA performance. AA has developed a 5-year environmental plan with the objective of World Greenest Airport Pledge to implement and progress towards the environmental aspect. The plan consists of 11 environmental aspects such as carbon reduction, energy saving, and so on. Apart from the CSR policy in minimizing the environmental impacts caused by the HKIA, AA encouraged public participation by launching the Hong Kong International Airport Environmental Fund. It provides funding support for projects, activities, and initiatives that promote environmental protection, green living, and a sustainable lifestyle in Hong Kong. Local non-profit making organizations like environmental groups, community bodies, schools are eligible to apply for the fund. Besides, HKIA has organized educational visits for students, thereby learning more about all the green initiatives that have been implemented at the airport. AA carry out comprehensive environmental CSR policy to cover most of the impact caused by HKIA. The CSR practice include air quality, carbon reduction, and so on. The CSR performance can be evaluated through different aspects. The AA has facilitated the collection of paper, food waste, used cooking oil, and so on. Based on the latest report, the amount of waste recycled has kept soaring since 2008 to 2014. Furthermore, HKIA has developed a carbon reduction strategy to further decrease greenhouse gas emissions and use energy and fuel more efficiently. The target is to reduce carbon intensity by 25% by the year of 2015 from the 2008 baseline. An up-to-date statistic revealed the greenhouse gas emission kept decreasing since 2011 to 2014. From the above performance, it shows the CSR performance of HKIA has a continuous progress. AA has received a lot of awards and recognition from implementing the CSR policy. For example, HKIA received the Airport Carbon Accreditation Optimization Certificate from Airport Council International in 2013. In the next session, we have invited a scholar and commentator to have a sharing with us. Please stay with us. Invited a scholar and commentator to study airport management. They are here today to share the viewpoints of the HKIA. Welcome, Sally and Sam. Thank you for coming. Sally, would you please comment about the CSR policy towards the environmental aspect of HKIA?
Well, for the issue of noise pollution, it can separate into two parts. There is land use planning and operational measure. HKIA located at a small district, Chaklapkot, which is good and is not located at the city center. But what surprised me the most is that, according to the latest report, the issue of noise is no longer considered as the most critical aspect.
So, what can HKIA do? Any recommendations?
HKIA may follow Chongqing Airport in Singapore because it's the greatest airport in the world, and it has all-round plan when handling noise pollution, and it really did a great job on both two aspects. 3 out of 4 one-way NFCA lead almost directly into the sea, considering the fact that departures are actually noisier than landings. CA has assigned one-way for landings, which is located closer to the residential area. The one-way that they use for departure is an area that designed for non-residential use. Also, all aircraft has to avoid flying overhead residential area.
It seems that it's a good idea. So what about the waste management, since I know that there is a sophisticated policy in HKIA?
I do agree that HKIA has done a great job on waste management. For example, the triple water management and the food waste management. However, I think that there are some ways to improve. As I know that O'Hare Airport in Chicago, there are liquid collection stations. The stations have been installed that selecting high-volume security checkpoints. The stations also provide a method to dispose of liquids prior to entering the security lines without discarding bottles, which has provided a dramatic reduction in the weight of the liquids to the waste stream and reduced the disposal costs.
It seems that Chicago is a good example for HKIA to learn. And what about the air pollution? Air pollution is a big concern for local residents and green organizations especially. So is there anything HKIA can learn from other airports?
Yeah, there are several airports that we can set as a reference. Like Korea Incheon Airport, it has been promoting green inside and outside the airport. They have an interior wall full of planting. Although Hong Kong has played an importance on the greening activity around the airport, in order to expand indoor comfort, I think we may consider to follow.
Yes, I agree with Sally. Sydney Airport Plan 3 is to recapture carbon from the environment and promote healthy air quality too. Besides, I really appreciate the idea of airport in Sydney, that they welcomed and supported the use of sustainable transport modes, specifically public transport options and sailing to and from the airport, which will have low or zero air quality emissions impacts. Even though Hong Kong may not be possible to implement this kind of activity, but I think there may include other ways to minimize the air quality impacts.
Thank you, Sally and Sam, for giving us such good example and recommendation. Hoping that HKIA will be a greener airport in future. HKIA contributes to Hong Kong's sustainable developments by implementing various CSR policy and minimizing the negative environmental impacts. Yes, there are still some aspects for HKIA to improve. In order to promote Hong Kong to be a better place, HKIA can take other countries' airports as references. Thank you for watching.